next couple of hours. So I do think around about noon, we start to see them all dropping into about 20, 25 miles per hour. And then after about lunchtime, the lower 20s through the early evening, and then eventually slowly starting to fall even further than that. So this is good news. We are no longer seeing the threat of high wind speeds within our area. And that means storm surge has finally come to an end. So no storm surge warnings are in effect, but we still have the threat of that standing water. So keep that in mind. You don't want to head home yet if you are out away from Southwest Florida right now. And of course, don't head here just yet if you are within Southwest Florida and you are safe. So we continue to track these wind speeds as well as the rain. No rain here within Southwest Florida. It is cloudy outside. We will continue to see this cloud cover through the rest of the afternoon. Zooming out to the bigger picture here, this is what's left of Tropical Storm Ian, mainly stretching from Jacksonville all the way towards south of Orlando, with that heaviest rain right now towards Daytona Beach. That is going to move offshore though, and then kind of curve its way up towards the East Coast. So no more rain threats here within Southwest Florida. I do expect it to be mostly cloudy though through the remainder of the day ahead, with the wind speeds really starting to come to a calm later tonight. By tonight too, the clouds are going to start to break up. Then we will actually start to see partly cloudy skies in time for Friday morning, help us dry up even more with more sunshine on the way through Friday afternoon and through the evening. Things look great. No more rainfall in our forecast for Friday or Saturday. We are going to stay dry. Just a few clouds are predicted in the sky through the afternoon, and then going into Saturday morning, mostly clear. Also, I do want to mention you don't want to go outside right now and don't want to drive, even though you may be tempted to kind of see some of the damage around you. Really just don't drive through any flooded streets, because 1 foot of water can actually carry your car. Keep in mind 6 inches of moving water, which is much lower than what we are actually seeing on the ground right now. That can knock you down, so keep that in mind. Also, there is bacteria in the water, or there could be bacteria in the water, so of course that's something you want to keep an eye out for over the next couple of days until the water finally recedes. In terms of temperatures, we're looking at about 70 degrees in the St. Petersburg area. Down south toward Fort Myers, though, about 74. So I do think Arcadia is somewhere in between there, about 72. We're not getting all of our numbers here within Southwest Florida. That's why I am showing a little bit of the bigger picture here within the state of Florida. Temperatures are on the lower side and will continue to be lower through the afternoon. I do think we'll get a high around 80, 81 degrees this afternoon for Fort Myers, upper 70s for Punta Gorda, Sanibel, Arcadia, about 77 degrees. And then the temperatures will start to fall going into the overnight hours. These are actually much cooler temperatures than we've been used to. These temperatures will start to fall into the upper 60s even through the early morning to start your Friday. But this is good news to us, because many of us don't have that air conditioning working right now. It will be a cooler night ahead for us. We just have to get through the day with those temperatures in the lower 80s. We will have your next weather report coming up in just a little bit. For now, I'm going to send it back to the desk.
All right, Sandy, thanks so much.
All right, it is 10:19 right now, and we just showed you images above the Sanibel Causeway, but Chris Redfern is in our alert center, and Chris, it's my understanding you just got some jaw-dropping pictures from Fort Myers Beach.
We did. This is one of the areas, of course, we've been really, really concerned about, and it's one of the areas we haven't really had good eyes on yet, just because of the nature of getting there is so treacherous, even for rescue crews. So anyway, this is one of the Fort Myers Beach Fire Department fire stations right here. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull these up full. I'm going to scroll through these. We're going to do this in real time. I haven't seen quite all these yet, so I'll go ahead and scroll through some of these here. Just look at this. Look at the sand. just everywhere. For those of you listening, not watching right now, we're looking at one of the Fort Myers Beach Fire Department substations down on Fort Myers Beach, and there is sand. I mean, Greg, Lisa, what would you say, halfway up the building in some of those areas? In those big, heavy, whenever you pull into a parking spot, those big, heavy, yellow concrete pylons that are usually drilled into the pavement, those are just scattered around the parking lot in the sand. Let's go ahead and keep scrolling here.
Oh, my goodness.
You can't even tell which direction you're looking at. Clearly, this is out looking towards the Gulf. Again, sand absolutely everywhere. Some dilapidated building over on the left-hand side of your screen. I can't even tell you what we're looking at right now.
I'm not sure, but that's a foundation.
Yeah, with a building that was clearly on it before Ian.
Chris, I think that might be, I'm trying to look as hard as I can, but I think that might be where Junkanoo was.
Well, we have, so I've been kind of playing around on Google Street View as well. I'll get into that here, and maybe we can help figure out exactly what we're looking at. So this, I presume, is looking down Estero Boulevard there on the island of Fort Myers Beach. You cannot tell it's a road.
I was about to say, it looks like
It does.
the beach with debris on it. That's how much sand
So much erosion.
is piled up down it.
Yeah, the only way you can even remotely tell that this may have been a road is just because there is slightly less trees in the middle of it. But that's really the only indication that that's even a road. Yes. I don't think we can quite get it bigger. We do have some photos that, here we go. Some of these are in landscape. These are popping up a little bit bigger for our viewers. Again, more images from down in that area. I wish I could tell y'all what exactly we're looking at, but the damage is so extensive that it is literally unrecognizable.
Yeah. I think you're right, though. I think as you look at where those power lines are, I would assume, and I'm assuming on this one, but that would be where they would have lined the street, right? I mean, that...
There you go. Here's Junkanoo.
Yeah,
Junkanoo.
As you see, excuse me, completely wiped off its foundation.
There isn't a Junkanoo.
I believe the restaurant that it was once connected to just 24 hours ago was Fresh Catch Bistro. And right now, all that's standing is maybe 3 palm trees.
You know, so many of us who live in Southwest Florida, Junkanoo is a place where, it's another one of those, gorgeous stretch of sand.
One of the first spots I heard about when I moved.
Exactly. It's a great place to take a family and just have a chill atmosphere and look and just see it just...
Another iconic spot down on Fort Myers Beach.
That's Fresh Catch Bistro.
Fresh Catch. Okay, so this one I actually do. Here we go. I can give you guys a little comparison.
Yeah, see here.
This is what it looked like yesterday.
Yeah, to the left is Junkanoo. To the right is Fresh Catch Bistro.
It is.
Chris, I don't know.
Let me scroll through these images and see if there is anything to the... See, I can't even tell from these pictures if Junkanoo's even there anymore.
I think one of the previous photos you showed was the foundation.
Yeah, let's go. Here, you know what? Let's do this in real time. Okay, because this is where the street sign is.
Yeah.
Right.
So here we go. This is going to be a very similar angle to what we were just looking at, folks.
And what's happening, too, is that, I mentioned this in the commercial break, is on this past Saturday, my wife and I celebrated our anniversary, and we celebrated our anniversary at Junkanoo, and ate a delicious meal and watched a gorgeous sunset right there.
That's what it was known for.
Greg, what's it like for you looking at, these, because this is presumably about what it looks like whenever you guys went to dinner the other night.
Just like that on Saturday. It was a beautiful night, and to see that is devastating. And this is just a little microcosm of what so many Southwest Floridians are experiencing today.
And feeling. Emotionally just...
Our restaurant owners, the people who ran Junkanoo, were wonderful people. They are wonderful people.
I don't know who this is from, but, this is showing what the inside of, the few structures left down there presumably look like just a mess. Cabinets, mattresses, just, my goodness.
I just can't believe it.
Wow, look at this. Here we go. A couple cars piled up together. This looks like it was taken maybe a little bit earlier when it was still dark outside. And that's been one of the most almost disorienting aspects of all this is as you're going around, you sign as well.
In fact, Chris, I believe Kyla 24 hours ago when she was down at the beach, you might have seen her tweet about some patrons sitting up at a bar.
That is the bar.
That might be the bar.
We'll need to ask her.
And remember,
We'll have to double check that, but I think that might be the bar.
and if you were tuned in yesterday, she was talking to a few folks there. Some of them, very reluctant to leave, right? Very confident that, I'd been through Irma, I'd been through Charlie, everything's gonna be okay. Some people brushing off some of Kyla's comments, frankly, about, this whole area could be underwater tomorrow. Let me, I think, here, hold on, we may have one more. Okay, could be the same area. Oh my goodness, look at this one.
These look like private homes, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Beach homes, vacation homes, Airbnbs.
But it should tell, for those people who are listening at home, it should give you an idea that some of these images we can't tell.
Yeah.
We just can't tell what we're looking at, except unless it's a landmark like the Junkanoo one, like
Exactly.
Fort Myers fire substation here. So
And one of the things that, you guys have seen live on air with us this morning is it is really difficult to even be in communication with our crews out in the field with all the, technology and brilliant engineers we have here working at NBC2. It is just really difficult. I had cell phone service, ironically, last night. I had none today. Similar story for a lot of our crews in the field. I'm trying to use the microwave emitter, satellite dish, whatever we can do to try to get some images and visuals back to y'all. But it is really tough right now. So things like this, please continue sending it in. You really are our eyes and ears on the ground right now. And,
and to go to your point with that, Chris, we appear to be getting email just fine, right?
Yes, that's
so like
true.
while we're not, I can't, I'm not in touch with my family, Greg's not in touch with his family, exactly. But we can email. So if you're able to email us, then please do.
Yeah, what's the email folks should be using for that, Lisa?
There's two that they can use. They can either news tips at
In 1 mile, keep left onto Colonial Boulevard.
NBC.com. Either of those are going to come into the Waterman newsroom, and since we're simulcasting and combining forces, we'll be able to get that information.
And one thing I really want to harp on here is first responders are watching this right now. They are paying attention to the areas that are hardest hit so they can map out their rescue missions. Of course, they have resources at their disposal where, they're planning out kind of their map of attack to try to get folks in danger out of there. But, they're paying attention to this as well. So if there's particular areas that are hit hard that need a little attention, send it in to us. We'll try to get it up on air. And hopefully first responders can be there, helping you guys out here before too long.
Chris, you might have this in your email as well, and I know we've sent some of these pictures to our producers, but we have some updated pictures of what the Naples Pier looks like this morning.
Yeah, so we'll send them to you as well because...
I'm plugged into email over there. Anything from anyone, please send it my way. We'll do a lot more of this throughout the newscast.
All right, thanks so much, Chris. We're certainly going to be checking back in with you in a little bit. In the meantime, we are going to send it to a break, and we'll be right back.
I'm excited about fall, but I'm even more excited about the falling prices at Kohl's. I went to their Friends and Family sale, and not only did I save an extra 20%, I also found sweatshirts and sweatpants for under $19. Cute harvest table decor for 40% off, and great fall styles starting at $23.99. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash. So if you want more style and more savings this season, get to Kohl's. Select styles, 20% off ends October 2nd. Some exclusive supplies. See store Kohl's at Comfort Details.
And he drops back to class. Flag on the plane. Let's go to the officials.
There is no flag on the plane. I just had to tell everyone about the amazing deal I got at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. It's our kickoff sales event for a new Kia today with 0 payments till December. And only Galliana Kia.
Go past this light, then use the left 2 lanes to keep left onto Colonial Boulevard.
In stock and on the way. It's a 2023 Kia K5 LXS or 2023 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive. Your choice, just $299 per month. It's a 2022 Kia Sorento LX, just $349 per month. Custom order a new Kia with 0 out-of-pocket or drive home today with 0 payments till December. Galliana Kia, 1.5 miles south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600 or GallianaCars.com. power now? Stupid breaker popped again.
Ooh, that's no good.
Reset it, pops again.
You know, that could mean...
How many times do I have to reset that breaker?
Well, you could...
Like I have nothing better to do than run over to the panel every 5 minutes.
Dave.
Oh, I'm not busy. Resetting that breaker is the only exercise I get.
Dave.
Just once.
Keep left.
Thing going. Damn it.
Dave, so what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, maybe somebody comes over and figures out why that thing keeps falling.
At the next light, turn left.
Is it for good?
That's best.
Sure, but
That's best. Best Home Services. They have so many specialized technicians, and they have breaker keeps popping experts.
that's a good idea, because popping breakers could be a sign of a bigger problem.
You don't say.
When something goes wrong,
At the light, turn left onto DeLeon Street.
Not popping.
That sounds nice.
Hurricane Ian coverage brought to you by Amateur Movie. Now back to NBC 2.
correct. And when we first saw this, it took us a while
Yeah.
to get our bearings.
Didn't
but-
know where we were, but what we knew is we were seeing devastation.
Right. So again, this is South Lee County, the Iona area.
Okay, so we're basically going to do what we did in the last hour and just kind of
Fly through for you.
literally and figuratively, and just kind of walk you through what we're seeing here, because we were able to get an extensive look from the sky of how the southern area of Lee County is looking, and clearly it's underwater for the most part. I would say the vast majority
Correct.
of the Iona district, if it was either underwater at some point in time and the waters receded, or there are other areas rather that we can see now that are still underwater where the surge has yet to fully recede.
Now, one thing that was an interesting point that was brought up when we were doing this aerial footage and showing you the aerial is a lot of the roofs on homes, not manufactured homes, but on homes, are still intact for the most part. We came across this.
This was a house
Fire, a house fire, emergency.
Probably hear our phones going off.
Talking about generators.
It's really more or less tips on how to stay safe from generators. You're probably getting it yourself if you're watching
Correct.
it now.
But again, this is a home that is essentially burned to the ground, and
Now, first, yeah.
firefighters just can't get to it.
Yeah.
The water is still just so high.
And I think this appears to be a canal home. And at first we had difficulty telling earlier this morning if there was somebody there trying to get that fire
I
out.
think
But
we think now it's smoke.
I
It's a
think
white
I think
smoke.
it was just whiter smoke coming from the home.
And so then, as we continue the aerial coverage, these are some manufactured homes.
This is the area, I believe, that was strongly impacted by the tornado in January. I believe it might have been January 16th.